Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about how to actually use up or get use out of perfumes, body sprays, fine fragrance mists, things of that nature. So I know a lot of us, well, if you're like me, you might like to purchase these types of products, or especially like perfume samples. You kind of just seem to accumulate them. So if you're in that situation, I am going to share my tips personally that I have found to help use up these products. So to start off, just with some of the like classic ones that everybody shares, using them up like as room sprays or to, refresh your things you can't necessarily wash in the washing machine. Even like curtains you could use to refresh them as. Also, if they're ones that you don't necessarily love on your body, but you do like the scent, using them as like a garbage masking type of situation, or like in your car to make your car smell better, using them over your laundry. So I know they have some more laundry-esque type scents, maybe the not as fruity type scents you might like on your laundry, or just like refreshing them before they get folded up to put in your closet. Maybe you like that. Also, one thing I like to do, I'll actually show you. I have my purse right here. So I have this little ribbon from Bath and Body Works right here on my purse, and so every so often I'll just take that off and respray it and then retie it on my purse. So it's just a little bit of extra fragrance. I know also another idea for like a purse type fragrance is just like a note card, just spraying down the note card and then sticking that in your purse. That's another good idea, just for another easy way to keep your purse smelling good. Some of you, especially like moms, you might have a lot of stuff in your purse. I mean, look at this bad boy. I got a lot of stuff in here. I need it to, continue to stay fresh. If you do this method though, just be cautious of what you also have in your purse. Like if you have gum or Tic Tacs or like food, I know I sometimes keep backup food in my purse. You're not going to want to put this scented thing next to that product, because when you go to eat the gum or the food or whatever it might be, it may have acquired some of the fragrance. So that is why I just like to keep this up here, and then it stays out of the way of like all the goodies I have in my bag. Another good one for scents you like or maybe are more relaxing to you is using them in the shower or the bath. I know this is like a bigger thing on TikTok. People talk about spraying their spray into the stream of the water. I don't recommend that because that seems pointless to me. It just hits the stream and goes down the drain. I more so recommend spraying like the walls of the shower, and you don't have to do a lot because with the steam of the shower it'll be pretty fragrant, but just a couple sprays on the wall of the shower, or even like closer to the ground where it's maybe not going to be in the direct stream, but it'll like wash out in the end. If you have like a darker spray, like Forever Red, that might stain stuff, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it with these products because I would hate for you to like stain your white shower walls. So just be cautious of that as well. And then also, before we talk about the body, just one extra thing. These are good for the bathroom. If you don't love the scent, but you would like to use it in another place, like if you, for example, this spray, I enjoy using this on my body. So I personally wouldn't want to use this spray in the bathroom because then I would associate this smell with going to the bathroom, and I don't think that's necessarily the greatest. But if you have something, especially stronger scents like cactus blossom or things like that, that really kind of are like, woo, they're really fresh. You don't need a lot of them to make a big impact. Those are kind of better ones for masking the bathroom type scents. Also, another tip I personally love for the bathroom is taking the toilet paper roll and spraying the spray on the inside of the toilet paper roll. So it doesn't actually touch any of the toilet paper. It's not touching you in the sensitive areas, but it's just scenting the actual inside of the roll. Then when people pull down on the roll, it just kind of, as it spins around the holder, you get the fragrance in the air. So that is something that I personally like to just add a little bit. And honestly, it's like one spray. You don't have to go crazy with this, but I feel like that kind of continually like bursts into the air just when people pull the toilet paper roll. So once again, like, don't spray it on the toilet paper, do it on the inside of the roll. So the biggest thing I'm going to talk about is using Sense Up on your actual body. I'm not very good about using Sense Up in other ways. I mostly get through my scents just using them on my body. So the first thing I want to talk about is perfume samples. It seems like if you're an avid shopper at certain places, like maybe Sephora or Macy's or Ulta or things like that, you get a lot of perfume samples, just like those itty bitty ones that it's like, oh, I could easily use this up. But then all of a sudden you have like 30 accumulated. I used to be that person, and I would always just keep them because I was like, when am I ever going to use these? Like, what do I do with them? And then it kind of became a thing where I just like, whenever I got them, I threw them in my drawer. And then one day I was like, I kind of need to go through all of these and do something about this because I have so many. So what I found was the best way to me, if you are also like, I need to go through a lot of perfumes, like the little samples, I brought them out and just picked like 3, and some of them I brought to my work desk to just like reapply either at work. I know some of you work closely with other people, so maybe you sit in a cube and other people sit in cubes next to you. Go to your car and spray it. Don't necessarily spray it at your desk. Like, go to a discreet area because it is gonna like dissipate. So I would personally go to my car if there's people who sat around me. I sit at an open desk, but even I don't necessarily feel comfortable spraying things at my desk, just because it travels a lot, especially the air vents in my personal workspace. It really carries scent. So I'll either go to the bathroom or I'll go to my car to reapply. And then also just having them out on like your vanity or wherever you get ready. You'll be surprised how fast you actually go through them if you just put them out and commit to using them. So now when I get them in the mail, like included with packages, I just use them up right away and get them out of my collection just because I don't want them to linger around. So next I want to talk about specifically using scents on the body. So my use in my products specifically comes from using them on my body. I don't focus on like the bathroom, laundry, like none of that. I just don't find that does enough for me. Like, I want to see progress. I don't want to just spray 2 times here, 2 times here. I want to use them up on my body. If I don't like the scent on my body, I probably don't own the spray because I personally only like to use stuff up on my body. So how are we going to do that? Honestly, I've searched high and low like for quite a while. Like, how do you use these things up? I used to be the person who would like go through a lotion and I'd have the spray for like 10 years. Like, I had never gone through a spray until a month ago. Honest, like, I could never use up sprays. And part of the problem is what I would do is I would apply full body, the lotion, the cream, whatever, and then I would take my spray once I was fully dressed and whatnot, ready to walk out the door. I'd spray like 2 spritz on this arm, 2 spritz on this arm, because like that's what I would do with a perfume. These are fine fragrance mists. If you're using a perfume that way, that's a great way to use your perfume, and again, reapplying throughout the day and then continually using it, you will use up your perfume and no problem. These are 8 fluid ounces. These are big. Most perfume bottles are 1 ounce, 2 ounce, maybe sometimes 3 or 4 ounces if they're like the big version. You never have this much perfume to go through. So I searched high and low because I was like, I'm only using like 4 sprays of this a day. Even if I reapply once, I'm using less than 10 a day. Like, I'm never gonna get through this bottle. And if I want to, it's gonna take me 10 matching lotions to get through 1 spray. So I was like, I need to figure this out. So not until I found actual creators who strictly talked about only hygiene did I figure out how to actually use products up on my body. So a lot of them talk about, and I did talk about this in my own hygiene video as well, applying this, I don't want to say excessively, but in abundance to your body to actually make the smell last, and like you'll actually see the movement on your product. So what I started doing from there is slowly every day applying a little bit more. What I do now, because I didn't go from like night and day difference, I slowly built up to this, but what I do now is before I put on my lotion or anything, I spray my whole body down with the fine fragrance mist. So say you got out of the shower, say you're getting dressed for work, whatever. First, starting, spray my whole entire body down. I spray like literally probably 6 to 10 sprays on my arm, just for example, just this arm. 6 to 10, another 6 to 10, mid-range. My legs, I do maybe more, closer to 10 each leg. Then from there, you'll put your lotion on. After your lotion's on, you spray again. 6 to 10, 6 to 10, same, 10 each leg, etc. So then I'll get dressed for the day, put my clothes on, whatever, work clothes, workout clothes, whatever. I'll get dressed, and then for the final time, I'll spray again. Same amount on each of my limbs, you know, the 6 to 10 on my arm, 10 on each of my legs, etc. I'll spray completely down again. A good way I like to measure it is when you're spraying, once you're already dressed, you'll like feel the like dampness on like whatever pants or something you're wearing. That's, you'll know, like, and honestly, it's maybe like 10 sprays, but then you're like, okay, this one's good to go. And honestly, that might seem like a lot, but it makes your fragrance last so much longer. And I know some people will feel like that's inconsiderate for other people. Like if you walk into your workplace and have all of that on you, these are just fine fragrance mists. So like by the time you leave your house, drive in your car, get out and go to your work desk, I mean, for me, it's like a half hour. This has pretty much faded by then. I mean, you can smell it, but it's definitely not as strong as when I sprayed it. Obviously, in my bedroom where I sprayed it, yeah, you can smell it. But once it's actually on me and I've gone through all those places before I sit down at my work desk, it's not like I just lit a candle at my work desk. Like, it's very, very toned back. And obviously, if you don't feel comfortable with that, then you're probably not somebody who buys fragrance to begin with, because knowing that, you know what I mean? Also a tip is like if you're going in and out of your home, when you come back, spray, or right before you leave, spray. Like every time you're going out, make sure you're reapplying. But this is the way that I have found to actually use my mists up. So, I mean, I probably am getting like, how many sprays a day? Gosh, I wish I had something to do some math on. So say I'm spraying maybe like close to 30 times every time I do it. Every time I apply, and I apply 3 times, that's 90 sprays a day. So yeah, I am gonna make some progress on my products, whereas before I was spraying less than 10. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Also, like I said, I'm not trying to be insensitive. Like if you feel like you spraying this much makes you feel uncomfortable being around other people, then don't do it. Like, I'm not trying to tell you to do it, but I will say, once I've started doing this, I've noticed my sprays lasting much longer and actually getting like complimented, like, oh my gosh, you smell really good. Whereas before I was spraying 4 sprays, I couldn't even smell it, and of course no one else could either. Like, it wasn't even like I was even wearing anything. So this is the way I've truly found to use up my sprays. Obviously, if it's a scent you don't like, get rid of it. I mean, I've never been able to get through anything that I'm like not really a fan of, especially if it's a perfume. Perfumes last so much longer, and you're like, oh, it'll fade, like I'll just spray it on one arm. It lasts all day, and the more you don't like it, the more it like sticks in your nose and you smell it all day. So my tip for if you don't like something, sell it, give it away, re-gift it to somebody. exchange it, do something. Just don't try to put yourself through that. Sprays are already hard enough to get through. You don't want to spend all that time on something that you don't actually like. So I hope this helps you. If you have any more tips, leave them down below. But like I said, this is the best way, and this is like the thing I was searching for, but I typed in like, you know, how to use up a fine fragrance mist, and nothing comes up. So I'm glad that I've finally found the way. Obviously, it took me maybe like 2 months of that type of use daily to use up a fine fragrance mist. Obviously, you could do more, you could do less, whatever. Also, I do want to throw in here, using them at night. You don't have to do that much at nighttime, but maybe you have scents like confetti cake pop that are nice to use at nighttime. Spraying on a little bit then too. That has definitely helped me. I've used up almost like half of my confetti cake pop doing that. So there's another tip. But also, if you guys have tips, leave them down below for other people to check out. But that's all I have for this video here today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.